Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Da Silva. With me as always is my co-host, Jose Romero.
Happy Nerd Day, as always.
Buddy. It is not only the week in geek, it's the 2 week in geek, because we missed last week because it was Thanksgiving.
A lot of things to be thankful for, and it's actually one piece of news which I am so thankful it's not even funny. That's why I want the show all to be positive. There's one thing we'll talk about which is not quite positive, but kind of is, but whatever. We'll discuss it. But as you notice, when I sent you the rundown, Eric, there was no talks of Titans.
I know!
Because I am off it. I made a decision.
You walked away.
I walked away, dude. I broke it off clean.
You mean to tell me that I watched it for nothing?
I mean, I didn't want to spoil it for you. Maybe you're enjoying it. I don't know, right?
No, not at all.
That's why I stopped watching it. I mean, we said that Titan 3 was going to be the rule set, right?
Make it or break it.
We saw the first two were like, the third one came, nothing really changed. I even saw the fourth because I think it was 2 shows back to back.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I can't. So no Titans talk because it's just not worth talking about.
Then
right?
You know what?
Right.
I'm not even going to bring it up. Gone. Murdered.
Gone. It's
done.
A wrap.
Don't need it.
We're thankful for all these other stuff we're going to talk about, particularly today.
So many good things.
Today was apparently a huge day.
Dude.
Unexpected.
By the way, I got to shout out. Today's a big day for nerd stuff. If you were in Brazil,
thank you.
My country.
That's right.
Zero. We won the first round of our first ring of the World Cup. Then we won, and then we're probably going to win the second one, I think. And I think we did against Sweden.
You won two, yeah. You guys are going to the next round automatically.
And now CCPX. I mean, listen, Brazil is killing the game top to bottom.
And I didn't know what was going on. I thought it started tomorrow. Well, I guess it is. Yeah, you're right. It's Thursday. But apparently a lot of stuff dropped, so we'll get to all that in a second. But let's get into it, and that's great. You know, I hope everyone had a good holiday season, Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. The stepchild of holidays, you know, everyone, Halloween, you know, your Marvel drops a Halloween special, they drop a Christmas special, but where's the Thanksgiving special?
I mean, technically, we got a Thanksgiving special the day after Thanksgiving, which was the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But that was a Christmas special. Let's be honest.
Sure,
a Christmas show. I'm just saying. I just want Thanksgiving a little love because everyone decorates before, and I had a conversation with my brother.
Look,
his lights are up like 2 weeks into November.
I'll tell you what, Jesus. Disney. If you're watching, and we know you are because obviously you're one of our fans, we'll keep it on the low. But next year, do a Thanksgiving special starring Howard the Duck, just to play off the similarities and the contrast. It's going to be great.
I think you're right on that. We need Thanksgiving needs more love than what it gets. I'm just saying that.
You're right. There is no Thanksgiving special. It's all Christmas specials.
It's all Christmas. I get it. I do, but come on, just a little bit, just a little patience. You can drop movies.
You know what would be great for a Thanksgiving special after they release the Fantastic Four, because the Fantastic Four is a family, and what better way than a family Thanksgiving with the Fantastic Four?
That's a good point.
That would be amazing.
That could work.
That'd be great.
See, we're here. We're there. Disney, get with the program, goddammit. Come on now.
Told you. Right here.
But let's get into it. Let's get to the nuggets. There's a lot of stuff to go over. And
a lot of stuff.
There's one piece of news. I can't wait to talk about this one piece of news, but we'll wait for that. So Transformers, right? This is one of the 3 big trailers that dropped today.
Yes.
And I can't say I'm excited about this because and I like the last one. Bumblebee is fine. Don't get me wrong.
Bumblebee's fine. Bumblebee's the one that made me go, wait a minute,
but
I think they changed.
It's still not enough to lift the veil of stink that's upon this franchise.
Oh, right? I totally understand.
Right,
yeah,
right. So
they've not been totally redeemed. It hasn't been all sins have been forgiven, but it showed me they're putting the effort. And one of the reasons why I like this trailer, it has the Bumblebee aesthetic, which is huge.
It does. I'm not surprised. I thought the original director from Bumblebee was doing it. He's not. So, but whatever. They got that guy from Creed 2.
Right.
It's fine. I mean, listen. Look at every Transformer trailer looks great. It really does, right? Even the movies are fucking garbage. The trailer has been great. This is a cool trailer. I'm just, again, it's distinct. Like watching a new Star Wars show. You're like, oh my god, and understanding what are we gonna get here. Something here. It looked cool. You got the little King Kong gorilla. Looks pretty dope. Don't get me wrong. And The Mirage thing was cool. Look, it's got
The
cool
Mirage
shit.
thing, and actually, I gotta say, the Mirage thing was pretty cool.
No,
It
it's
was
pretty
just
cool.
cool. It was
It
pretty
was.
cool. It's pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
can't deny that. It was some cool
yeah.
stuff in here. Some stuff was kind of hard to see. It reminded me of Michael Bay stuff, but I guess a trailer. So
But you know what I like about the Bumblebee movie, and I liked about this trailer is that the transformations are very simple.
they
They're
look
not
cool.
the
They look very cool. Yeah.
constantly swirling at everything. It's almost like watching the toy
Well,
transform.
they had the
It's
one
like
scene where the guy inside the car was kind of, but it was again some things I reminisced of Michael Bay.
right,
But
absolutely,
that being said, whatever, there is some better. Yeah, you're right. The transformations are cool, and
yeah.
Bumblebee was really cool. And this look, I mean, it looks cool, right? We're gonna watch it. I hope it's great. I really do. I'm skeptical, and I think we all
I
should be, right?
I liked seeing RC.
RC was cool. Yeah.
Optimus Primal looked really fun.
It's
Uh,
Prime. Come on.
yeah, of course. Cheetor looked really cool. Rhinox looked cool. I would have liked. This is just me. I would have liked it if they were smaller. Instead of giant,
I guess.
because they're like the size of vehicles, and I get it because they're robots.
Yeah.
I would have liked if they were more. So like for a split second, you could have mistaken them for like an actual animal, and then have them transform out. I would have liked that, but that is a nitpicky thing. Overall, I'm still in. I'm still all board on all that. That was just my one little moment of like, oh, what I would have liked this, but like,
and it's a first trailer, so we know not
yeah.
a story, the villains. That's fine. It's the first trailer. The movie comes out next year, June.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's a long ways to
they
go.
come out this year. Yeah.
So
yeah.
as little nugget drop, little Christmas. It's like a stocking stuffer, if you will.
Little stocking stuff.
Right? Before we get the party started, it's like, all right, cool. But like I said, it was cool. I'm just like,
sure.
Look, I just want a great Transformers film. I just
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
I'm greedy. What can I tell you?
I'm right there.
But that being said, that was saying, let's get to what is two. We'll do this one first because it's going to line up a couple of things. The one that really surprised me was the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3.
Dude, the trailer and the special.
We'll talk about the special in a second.
Okay. This trailer, first of all, I have to say, I was a little bit scared. There was a moment when they're coming out of the trailer. When you see the trailer, they're all dressed in the comic book accurate blue and red.
Blue, yeah, I got a picture of that now, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that. I was like, oh, cool, because that was before this Guardians of the Galaxy ever existed. The Guardians of the Galaxy was like the Avengers of the 31st century, and they were like a ragtag team of aliens. In fact, the end of Guardians 2, those Ravagers are actually who the Guardians of the Galaxy were in the future. This was when they rebooted the Guardians of the Galaxy concept, and that's how they first appeared in comics. So I was really excited to see that. I was a little bit worried because I don't know what it is about those suits, but Star-Lord and Drax looked like me. They were not, and they didn't look healthy. They looked very like they had a lot of cupcakes for Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, what happened here? But then it was just the angle shot. It's fine.
Life's been good to him. For what it's
listen, it takes a lot to look like a superhero. I totally get it. It's not even a problem. So, but like, with that little aesthetic alone from the jump, I was like, this looks kind of cool. I like the fact that they gave you a little bit of a psych out moment. You think they're on Earth, but they're not.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And then it just becomes a Guardians trailer, and so many little tidbits of stuff that we knew was going to come out, that we've heard rumors about coming out, stuff that we're like, what does that mean? There's a scene where Star-Lord is like, looks like he's crying, like somebody died. We already know that there's going to be a lot of deaths in this movie.
You got that feeling because James Gunn said it was the last one, right? And
right.
There's going to be something big going on. It's going to be a good. I don't think we see this cast again, and not at least not in this form. And I think that was. I agree.
I agree. We like the rumor has it Dave Bautista is going to die because he's already said he's done with Drax. So, I get that. I think that Star-Lord might die.
Bold statement. Okay.
I think he might die. I think Rocket might die as well.
I think Rocket I got a sense, just for what it's worth in the trailer, he's gonna do his own. He's gonna find something, do his own thing, kind of deal.
Well, you see his comic book like love interest Layla there.
So I got a feeling that's gonna be his send off kind of deal. Like he gets the happy ending.
Okay, I mean that'd be cool.
If anybody deserves it, he probably does, right? He's gone to
because there's that other scene in the trailer where it looks like he got the shit beat out of him, and he's on the front. He's like, I think we could leave out one last time. Like there was, it was like I really don't know who's gonna. I think out of the entire cast, 4 deaths because there's like 7 of them.
Okay.
I think 4 are gonna die.
That's bold. Okay.
Bold.
Yeah,
bold.
I think in one. I'm thinking Drax and but
I think Drax,
Kraglin,
Star-Lord.
This is the last one. They're gonna go out like this, right? I would assume they're gonna still keep it kind of a happy ending ish, right? They don't want to go too heavy within the, this Guardians, right? They don't dive into that heaviness sometimes. Not like that anyway. It's not Endgame, right? I think Drax does go. I agree with you there.
I think Drax, Kraglin's gonna die.
I could see that, but he's not.
I think Star-Lord's gonna die.
No, I think he goes. Well, no, he stays in the stars. He's not going back to Earth.
You think
That's
so?
Too cheesy.
Okay,
that's too cheesy. I don't buy that.
And then I was gonna put.
You think him and Gamora get together? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna realize they're just gonna be friends now because that's not his Gamora.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. And I think he's gonna feel really bad about it. A lot of the emotional weight will be because of that fading.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling that's the way it's gonna be. We got a little bit of the what's this guy's Warlock in there, real quick. Shot of
Adam Warlock wearing a gem in his head.
Yeah, the gem in the head. I got the picture up now. Yeah, the skin color is a little weird, but whatever, fine. And what about a High Revolutionary?
High Evolutionary, which is the dude who was in Peacemaker,
yes,
who turned out to be a butterfly.
Yes, that guy. Yeah. I don't know much about High Evolutionary, but
super hard to pronounce, and I'm not going to butcher it. But he's great.
I don't have his name, but I'll find it. But yeah, either way. But yeah, he was really good. But yeah, I don't know much about him, so I don't know what character he.
Okay, so basically, the High Evolutionary was a human who was obsessed with like evolution and what the ultimate form of every species could be. And in the comics, he got a hold of Mr. Sinister, which is an X-Men villain who was also obsessed with evolution and genes as well. He got a hold of his old research papers and then took that to the next level when he got his hands on some celestial tech. And he purposely has been not only evolving his body constantly in a suit, which is weird because in the movie you see he's got the suit from the neck down, but you see his face open.
Right. Yeah.
You see a little bit of like the back of his head may be robotic, or that may be part of a helmet that he wears at some point. And in the comics, his face is always covered because he's constantly evolving his body forward. But he's also the guy who created Rocket, and he also created this thing called the New Men, which are anthropomorphic people, which kind of makes sense. If that society looks like Earth, that may have been the New Men that he creates as that. So I was like, okay, this is kind of very much, you see the High Evolutionary spaceship in the trailer, looks like equal parts machinery and flesh. It looks really creepy. It almost looks like a cybernetic asshole in space.
Is he a
villain? I think that might be a prison.
Per se or no?
What do you per se?
Like, is he a villain or he's just like a anti-hero?
He is a villain,
okay,
but he's not villainous. He's not like, I'm going to take over the world. He's like, what would happen if I did this? Okay. And I don't care about whoever gets in my way. So he's almost like a super scientist with no regards to individual people, as long as his experiment is allowed to proceed. Okay. So not villainous, but a villain.
Right. The Warlock is, well, I don't think they have more than one villain. We know how that goes sometimes.
Warlock is going to be one of those villains that switches sides because, once again, in the comics, in the new version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, he was a guardian of the galaxy as well. So, I think he joined. I think he joins.
Let's speculate. As you say, he turns at the end, right? So who is he turning against then?
He's going to be probably going to turn against his own people and help the Guardians fight the High Evolutionary, because he was probably sent by the
High Revolutionary is the big baddie, you think?
Oh yeah, High Evolution is probably the big bad in this one.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Okay, that's what I was kind of curious to see, like how's he playing this. So it looked really cool. Again, May next year? Can't wait. The music, great of course. James Gunn, his last outing in the MCU. Hope he goes out on a high note. I'm pretty sure he will.
Pretty sure.
I mean, I don't want to say that because we've said that a couple of times and it hasn't quite panned out, but that's fine. It's James Gunn. I believe in James Gunn. I trust James
I feel like our Black Panther scale landed. Out of all the stuff that we saw this year, Black Panther landed.
It was okay. Again, I don't think it hit the way I wanted to hit for me.
It hit me exactly the way I wanted.
Taika and what that different story.
Taika, I understand.
It is what it is. But either way, hopefully James Gunn goes out, big ball days of glory, if you will. But let's stick with
So
that.
far, everything James Gunn has done has been solid.
Right, and listen, it's hard to go against him, right? I'm not betting against it, so I have full confidence. This is one of the ones that could really be up for a letdown, right? It's one of those movies like, oh man.
I agree. Hey, here's why I think it's gonna be solid.
No,
is because
since
now he's gonna be the new Kevin Feige for DC, he's got to show DC fans what they can expect. If he falls flat on his face, DC is fucked. So he needs to stick the landing just to justify what he's going to do next.
So DC, this fandom, how loyal they can be to a fault. He's hit with DC twice already. So I think if for example, DC fans that die hard, the nutcases, he fails, they'll just be happy that he fucked up MCU. They really would. And he did good with us. He gave us Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. So whatever. But let's stick with it because we obviously got the Christmas special, which we should lead right into it now. 45 minutes on Disney Plus, and I talked about last week on the watch list we had here, and I really enjoyed this. So good,
dude. I laughed out loud 7 times. Like for me to actually laugh out loud, sure. I was like, "That's awesome."
I mean,
especially my biggest laugh was Nebula at the very end, where she goes, "Wow, I guess all actors aren't huge pieces of shit." I'm like, "Oh my god, right. Thank you, bravo, way to stick the landing, not even the full ending. Good for you." Man, so good.
The thing with the arm was fantastic. We're
getting Bucky's arm.
How great was that? Those little gifts were fantastic. Even the little mock-up things.
The dioramas.
That was.
Dioramas were great. The Drax and Mantis in Kevin Bacon's house going after him. That whole sequence was so much fun.
Yeah, it's just
especially having her jump up the staircase, laughing maniacally. I was like, perfect. I loved all this. Oh, I'm sorry. If the line of the show is, I guess actors aren't all huge pieces of shit. The second best line of that episode was, GoBots killed his cousin.
GoBots, yeah.
So good.
Because GoBots a canon, I don't know, whatever.
Oh my god!
But that was
I love the Marvel Universe.
It was, and it goes back to where we're by night, right? We talked about it. I thought that was the best thing they've done on TV. So I don't think this was as good as that. It was different. It was great. This is the kind of stuff that you should really be focusing on. This quick 45-minute. Contained stories with using these characters, right? Because that's not to do anything else. It's not going to have any long implications. I mean, the whole sister thing, I guess, but that's a small thing, right?
I mean, really, it did 3 things. It introduced Cosmo lightly. Yeah. It introduced the sister thing, which probably be a big deal in 3. And introduced that they now run nowhere. Those are 3 things introduced.
They're not big things, except for the sister thing, maybe. But for the most part, as far as the story or that's leading up to something, nothing. It's just a pure Christmas isolated story. I loved it. That was great. I want to see more of this, man. This is when they really shine, and it goes back. They should do a Thanksgiving one. But yeah, it was great, man. I mean, it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And this, speaking of confidence, seeing this, like, okay, this is exact. Because it had the heart at the end. The Christmas thing, which is a Christmas special. You have to do that, and that's the kind of thing I want to see. I think I like 2. 2 was good. It wasn't great. It missed that emotional punch that the first one had. Even this, I don't know. It was okay. It was fine. I liked it, but it wasn't up to the first one. Let's be honest.
I liked 2 as well. I didn't think it was on the par of the first one. There's something really special about the first Guardians. Yes, that once again, it was one of those lightning in the bottle situations where absolutely. You can hit close to it, but you can't get it right into the way it is.
It's a hard bar. It's a hard bar that he set.
I will say, special shout out, the homeless guy in Nowhere was Mark Hamill.
Oh, no shit. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny. That's
Mark
funny.
Hamill.
Okay.
Mark Hamill. Uncredited.
Oh, it's uncredited?
Mark Hamill. Because
you not credit Mark Hamill. Come on.
Because you know you're want to bring Mark Hamill in for something major, so you're not going to waste him on a homeless guy. But it's a holiday special in space. You need Mark Hamill. You don't break with tradition, Jose. Enough. You don't break with it.
Fair enough.
This is a special time of year.
Okay, okay, fine. I guess like another stocking stuffer, a little Mark Hamill. Right?
That's it.
I mean, come on.
That's
so
it.
No, but it was
but
great.
Overall, based on this holiday special, I'm excited, and how good that trailer looked. I'm excited.
No, there's no reason not to be excited for Guardians 3. There really isn't. Right? Yeah, at the end of the day, if it was not James Gunn, that's a different conversation we're having. But with him there, come on. I mean, he's hitting all cylinders. It just gets you more excited for what hope he can do with DC. right? I think we can all hope he does with DC, right? So that's what I'm saying. So we all win here. Everybody wins. Next trailer here. This is another one that kind of took me out by surprise. And I heard it was coming out. I didn't think it was this soon. That's little Indiana Jones, Dr. Jones, and the Dial of Destiny.
Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. We got James Mangold, leading this film. He was really good director. And this, I hate to
007, Logan. I mean, this guy knows how to make film.
If you haven't seen that, he does really good work. But this looked pretty cool, man. It's hard to watch him because he's just so stiff because he's old, man. Come on, I got to cut some slack. But
listen, I got so excited when you saw a de-aged Harrison Ford in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
I was great. One shot though looked a little iffy when he's on the horse. It looked like they couldn't keep the face on the body. So I was like, "Oh, you gotta fix that."
That could be early CG. So I'll
absolutely.
I'll cut some slack on that. It's not till next year, so we got plenty of time to fix that. I would
say
that the de-aging. I hope it's not like if you've seen The Irishman, right, on Netflix.
Yes.
Where they de-age them, they look young and it looked good. But the movements were still someone of 80
years old. He was still a 70-year-old man.
Right.
So young.
I'm afraid, because I don't want him to be full CG. I guess it's going to look maybe even worse. So I don't know which way they want to go. That does concern me, though, having just his face.
I think they got to do deep fake technology. Get a young guy. I hope put his face on. That's what I think they're doing anyway.
I hope so. I don't want to see him just young. It just he'll move like an old guy. It won't be the same, right? It's distracting.
It won't be the same. Won't be the same.
Cool. I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of story because it's
now.
The first trailer,
let me ask you this: the big shock that I had was the chick from Fleabag.
Oh, I love.
Is his goddaughter?
I heard that right. Goddaughter.
Yeah,
right?
Goddaughter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened to Shia LaBeouf? Like, not that I want him in there. But like,
are you complaining?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I want to hear what horrible fate befell him. That's what I want. Like, tell me how the aliens came back and like ripped them in half from the anal probe. It was a mess. Like that's what I want. Show me how the Temple of Doom he found the next version and they Kali mod him and they killed him. Like I want that. Tell me how he went to go find the chalice of Jesus and he drank from the wrong cup.
Do you think he gets
show
mentioned?
me he opened up the Ark of the Covenant and he melted. Show me the horrible. How did you kill him? That's what I want.
I don't even think they mention him this next one.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
I hope not because don't acknowledge that one. Let's be honest. Come on, bro.
I mean, if anything, the Dial of Destiny wipes that movie out.
That's what I'm
in.
That's what I'm in. Do like what Halloween did. They came back as a true sequel. Do something like that because just be honest. But it looks that Phoebe Waller, I think her name. She's great. She's an excellent writer. Fleabag's amazing.
Phoebe is a monster. Yeah, super funny, super talented.
Like
I love her. Yeah. I forgot she was in this movie. I was excited to see her. I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah. And she looked like she's having so much fun. You could tell that she is going through what any of us would go through if we got to be with Harrison Ford in the Indiana Jones movie. We're like, oh, we're here. It's like super, like it was a little spark in her. Super dope. Unfortunately, this trailer had two things that I was a little about. First was the horse.
Well, the horse thing was bad. Absolutely, there's no question. It was bad.
The second is the end of the trailer where he whips his whip around and then everyone takes out a gun and he ducks it. I was like, I saw this on the Naked Gun movie. It's Frank Drebin from Police Squad.
Like, I was like, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. I don't know what to say.
I guess so, but like I was like, this is a little bit too much like Naked Gun. And Naked Gun's a comedy. I know this is funny, but so I was a little worried. But because it's James Mangold, I'm like,
I trust again because
I trust you. Yeah. You're gonna subvert expectations in a fun, non-Ryan Johnson way.
But this is another one that could lead to a great disappointment, right?
Yes.
I hope it's good.
Overall, it looks really good. But those two scenes had me a little bit like, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
So, it's early, and I've actually heard people's rumblings that's very good. I don't know those who have seen it. So
that's cool. I mean, I hope so.
It's worth. I mean, sometimes that doesn't mean anything. We know how that goes sometimes. But whatever. It looks cool. I enjoyed it. Okay, look, this is the music. That music comes on. You get hypnotized.
I mean, that music comes on, and you're 10 years old.
All right, you're in. You're going to pay for it. It's just how it works. Well, I won't pay for it, but others will pay for it. I would pay for it in other situations. But
all right, there, Mr. Screener. We
that
get
being
it.
said, something else which we may or may not be paying for depends, and that's Blade. We talked about Blade, and
Yes.
Marvel, one of the biggest snafus they've had, right? And we just,
Yeah.
they don't have many, to be fair, but it happened there. The script was terrible. Mahershala Ali didn't like it, and 2 bad fight scenes, and whatever. Director had a nice day. Well, they got a new director. A little faster than I thought they were going to. What's his name? I forgot his name. Helmer Young Demange.
By the way,
Young Demange,
fun story about this new director. Do you know who he is?
I know some things he's done. I don't know who he's like.
Well, no. It's directly connected to the director that quit Blade.
No, I haven't heard. No.
He's the producer of the movie that Marvel used to hire the first director.
Oh, that's funny. He was second fiddle. Come on down.
If you think about it, Kevin Feige's like, wait a minute, all producers are technically co-directors anyway. So if you hire this guy and you put in the money, you're probably like, hey, make it look a little bit like this. And so Kevin Feige's like, from one producer to another, I think you got this.
Okay. Well,
so
he does have direct experience with the Lovecraft Country. The first episode he did was just really
First
good.
episode of Lovecraft Country, really which is a great episode.
He's done something, I forgot what the movie's called, which is not good. So it's not a lot of experience, but he's got some, for whatever it's worth. But the most interesting part about this, eventually, the director's fine, right? They take no-name directors and they can be good sometimes. Fine, no problem with that. But they're actually doing a page 1 rewrite of the script.
That's what I heard.
They brought in. So that script must have really been just trash.
Yeah.
They're not rewriting it. They're not adjusting it. They're complete blank slate.
In the beginning, that's where it started. In the beginning.
Page 1 rewrite, which is fascinating, which we said that even if they hire someone, it'll take a long time to get this done. The rewrites could take a couple of months, and they got to plan accordance with the new script, right? Because everything was storyboarded from the first one. This takes time, so I'm sure that's just why.
And by the way, I will say this, because Marvel does a lot of pre-animatics for everything, I guarantee you that some of the fights are going to be reused, but just recontextualized.
God, I hope not, because I heard it wasn't good, so just trash it. Start over. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they may change the story.
Well, they just move the polygons around.
They'll figure something out. Yeah, but this is interesting. So listen, that's good. It goes back to what we said. That the script was shit. It was just shit. It's obvious dog shit. And blame whoever. Doesn't matter at this point. It is what it is. Let's hope they get it right. Reset.
I'm always pro better. So if you're gonna make it better, make it better, man.
Before shit hit the fan,
you gotta do.
It got stopped at the right time apparently, and I guess Ali was a big push for that because he just
absolutely
hated that, and he wanted part of it. So make the star happy. Fine, fair enough. So that's interesting news. Amazon. Amazon's on a roll here because we got Amazon who just struck a deal. We won't talk about this that much, but they struck a deal with. Well, they're in talks, so striking a deal of fine-tuning it, whatever, with Warner Brothers. They're going to take on the DC animated properties on their end, minus, I'm sure, some of the key ones like Harley Quinn, for example. What interesting, whatever. It's good for Warner Brothers, Again,
I will say this: Amazon is making big deals because didn't they just sign a deal with Sony to make Sony TV shows based on Spider-Man properties?
Which is the big story here. This is the one that's more interesting, right? Because you're right. They cut a deal. Lord and Miller's be producing along with Angela Kang, who short ran, I guess, Walking Dead or part of it anyway.
Yes,
for what it's worth. But yeah, they're doing. They're gonna make a run out of the characters, live action shows based off the characters from the Rose Gallery and Spider-Man lore. Maybe Spider-Man someday. I don't know. But yeah, they're gonna start with this Silk Spider. Be the first.
No, just Silk.
Oh, Silk. I'm sorry, Silk. Yeah, Spider Society is what it's called. There we go.
Right. And by the way, Silk's big claim to fame is that she was bit by the same spider Peter was bit by.
And she's Korean, right? Am I wrong in that?
She's Korean, yes. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the spider bit her first and then bit Peter, and Peter killed it afterwards because he's like, ah!
And she takes a different approach. Excuse me, different approach to
her powers are very different. And as a matter of fact, the reason why you didn't hear about her until much later in Marvel continuity is the character of Ezekiel, which is a mentor figure that Spider-Man meets later on. He found her first, and he put her in this basically prison penthouse where she all her needs were tended to. She had food, water, TV, blah blah blah, but she was never allowed to go outside because there was this being called Moreland that feeds off the life energies of people who have powers based off of animals, like totem-based powers. And its primary fuel are people bitten by the spider totems or represent spider totems. And so he got to her first and put her in this prison penthouse, and then had to run away from Moreland, and then double tracked back to New York to get back to Spider-Man. By the time he got back to Spider-Man, it was always like current continuity Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's like, who the hell are you? And he sees this old guy who's wall crawling, has got a spider sense. He kind of looks like Uncle Ben, but he has all Spider-Man's moves. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And he reveals everything. Moreland kills him. He kills Ezekiel. Spider-Man kills Moreland. And then Ezekiel never told him about Silk. So after Ezekiel dies, Silk is able to get out, and then she kind of like, what the fuck's been going on in my life? And she kind of gets reintegrated, and that's how Spider-Man and her meet. So she's tangential to Peter Parker, but they didn't have the exposure Peter Parker had.
Okay, and well, I'm kind of curious because, I mean, this is great. First, the Lord Miller behind it, right? I'm all for that, right? And the Spider-Verse is fantastic. We got the second 2 parts coming up. This is interesting because Amazon's not afraid to get dark. We've seen stuff like Invincible and The Boys. And I hope, and they don't have to go to that extreme with this show, but I hope they kind of maintain a certain tone here, right?
A little edge.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. A little edge to it, which would be kind of interesting. And, you know, this is a great platform for them to really want to do a live action Miles Morales and really build a universe.
You know what? I kind of hope Marvel gets dibs on the Miles Morales character.
Other people. I mean, it depends. I mean, let's assume Silk is great. Whatever, right?
Look, if Silk is great, you have a Spanish girl who's a Spider Woman called Araña. Do Araña.
That's
fantastic.
True. That would be cool too. Yeah.
You could do Spider Woman. You could do all the female Spider characters there. Do that. You can do Black Tarantula.
I wouldn't mind Marvel. I mean, if they're building some kind of world or something, there's gonna be some connective shows I don't know. They haven't said anything.
I kind of want Marvel to be more involved with the Miles Morales, like Peter Parker. Like, let that be Marvel's thing.
I just don't know if they're gonna let go of. There's not room for both, and I don't think there is. And as far as in the MCU, so if that being said. Keep Spider-Man or do the partner like they're doing, and just get Miles Morales some exposure aside from the animated stuff and put him in something like this. That could be cool, right? In that world, if you want to mix it up or whatever.
Listen. Am I happy for more Spider-Man stuff? Absolutely, Spider-Man's great. Do I want all of it to bomb so Sony loses more money so Marvel can buy Spider-Man back? Kind of more.
Sony would never sell it. It could make $0. They're never gonna sell it.
Look, if you get enough Morbiuses under your belt, you're gonna have to sell.
Never gonna sell it. This is
you need some Morbiuses. Get some more Morbiuses under your belt.
A million years. They will have to literally buy out Sony to do that. And the only one who's gonna buy out Sony is either gonna be Apple or it's gonna be Amazon. So I guarantee. Let's assume Sony says, "All right, it's up for sale." Amazon will outbid Disney 800 to. That's what I'm saying, right? And they now to get their foot in the door. Come on, there's no way to let that go. Oh, you're selling it? Okay. We got it. Or even Apple Plus, who's begging for content, right?
They need content so freaking bad.
They will snatch this up and they'll pay up the wazoo. And Sony's smart when it comes to setting stuff. This is a great deal for Sony, right? Makes sense, right? Amazon.
Once again, we've always said Sony bad at producing, amazing at deal making.
Yeah, they got really good deals. Yeah. Now they got their hands in Netflix, and as far as all the Sony films, and now Amazon's got. Great job by them. So and like I said, Lord of Miller gets me excited because I like what they're doing. I like what they do.
Very much so.
So absolutely, I'm looking forward to whenever this gets released. Now, take a deep breath here. Trying to get too excited. But I'm very, very thankful. This is the one thing I was so thankful at Thanksgiving for my turkey. Because I heard about this and I wanted to talk about this 2 weeks ago. And I couldn't. And then I wasn't able to do a show in 2 weeks. And then Thanksgiving, obviously nothing. So now stuff's been kind of getting out there. So there's a lot of rumors about Kathleen Kennedy, right?
Yes.
There's the big, much to do about the paycheck, whatever his name is. Got Can now. Bob Iger's back in charge. Whatever the way it should be, because the other guy was really bad. So initially, they had a really good relationship, but there are rumors out there. Let me tell you something right now. This is I've heard from very good sources, excellent sources, and they told me I can talk about it.
Oh, okay.
The decision, her leaving, has already been made. whatever you hear rumors and maybe there's no maybe here. The decision has been made, right? One way or another, but it's been made. It's decided. This is why I'm really even more excited about Indiana Jones, because from what I hear, she is out, and I trust the source. He's not always 100%, but he's very close. They're gonna announce it either right before or right after Indiana Jones. All the more reason to look forward to Indy, because if this is true, again, I guess I'll say if, because it's, fine for whatever it's worth. One way or another, we're gonna get some great news, which makes sense afterwards, because it's still Lucasfilm, and go out on top. Maybe Indiana Jones is really good, and okay, she can take credit for it and walk out in the sunset, right? Fine, but it's out, dude. I hear.
So we get to break the news. Done. Technically, now we're breaking the news that Kathleen Kennedy will be out either before or after.
From what I hear, she's out. That was a very reliable individual who checked with somebody else. Hopefully that's the case. Again, have they been wrong before? Every so often, yes. So, but I'm saying I trust the source, and I think part of it because I really want this to happen. I'm itching for this to occur. Listen, she's done some good stuff. I get it, but overall, it's not a fit. It's not a fit overall, right? Let's be clear.
Yeah.
And they need someone else in there. Who that is, I have no clue. I know nothing about what the plans are beyond that, right? I'm sure that's already in motion. If this is true, the wheels are spinning.
Well, we both know who we all want to take over. It's a two-person team. Correct. It's a two-person team.
Whether that happens or not, I have not the foggiest idea. I've learned nothing. I don't know shit. I don't think anybody does. Besides, those much higher pay grades than you and I and anybody else I speak.
Yeah.
But that being said, that's if this is true, and he got me all excited. I said, don't tease me, don't tease me. He's like, listen, he didn't want to say 100%, but that's what he's been hearing, and
But the fact that he said you could. Here's the thing, guys. If you didn't follow the show at all, Jose is exposed to a lot of leads and big news before it comes out, and this man has a steel trap. He doesn't say nothing until after the fact, and then he shows. He's got the receipts to go. This is how I know. I was like, wow. So it's not just crap talking about after the fact, going, oh, I knew it was going to happen. Like, this dude knows
the fact that he said it was okay, because I think, because obviously I'm not going to be spreading around. I mean, whatever, just for us. But either way, I mean, and this story started, the rumors started coming. Once you start hearing the rumors, because I was hoping to speak about it in 2
Well, we've been hearing new rumors for years.
Forever. But the rumors have been resurfacing because of the change with Bob Iger, right? It's been about a couple weeks, right? So I was hoping to talk about it 2 weeks ago before. But once it started, it becomes more legitimate to me when these rumors are now kind of surfacing and spinning around. Like, people are like, oh shit, what's going on? That's what I hear, man. I'm super excited because we need new leadership in Star Wars. We need someone new, fresh. Get them in there, particularly because the shows are up and down. There's a couple of great ones and a couple of shitty ones, but the movies have been non-existent, and all this we don't know what the hell's going on. Taika's movies on hold, and what's her face, Patty Jenkins, I don't know what, and DBF and White's left, and Ryan Johnson still talking about making his trilogy. Good luck with that. It's just a mess, right? They announce stuff and they renounce it. I don't know what the fuck is going. They told her they pretty much told her shut the fuck up, stop announcing shit. That's basically what they said. The powers that be said, stop announcing stuff because you don't have the office is not in order, the house is not in order. So she needs to go. And we've been saying this for years. I've been praising God, get her out of here. So yeah, dude, I'm excited. I really hope this is true. I really hope I'll be so disappointed this is not true. I really would be very upset if this is not true. But that's what I hear, and for whatever that's worth. I know, Eric, you have to be excited about this. At least happy about that for some reason.
I'm happy only because as I said, there's a two-person team that obviously so many of us Star Wars nerds want to take the lead and push things forward and have a clear vision. The two things that we know, you always say this, which is like the good and bad, you got to give someone their due when they're in charge.
Sure.
Mandalorian and Andor have been bangers, like just solid, top to bottom.
Yeah.
But everything else, I will say, I pause on that. Special shout out to Star Wars Visions and Tales of the Jedi. I enjoyed those.
Just the Jedi I wasn't a big fan of. Visions I was more, because Jedi was whatever for me. But whatever.
I liked Star Wars Tales of the Jedi more than Bad Batch. Bad Batch had
Well,
a great
Bad Batch is
and
bad.
then
Yeah.
it's just fumbled all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's not. Yeah, it's just not good.
But Tales of Jedi is very succinct. It kind of hits exactly where you want it to go. I like that aspect of it. But with those two big ones, Andor and Mandalorian, it was not enough to sustain all the other mistakes.
There's too much stuff going on, and that trilogy was a disaster. It was
trilogy was
just
real bad.
Yeah, you can tell that she just didn't plan for it, which is egregious, right? You're doing a planned trilogy, you should plan for it.
Especially after seeing what Marvel did,
right?
You cannot do it without a plan.
Of course,
you can't wing it anymore. This is not how you do it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a standalone film. The Force Awakens was only one. They were thinking of, we'll do more if it does well. Like they didn't know it was going to do well.
Exactly.
Of course, it's going to do well. Star Wars. This was a plan. It was terrible. Execution was awful. The other movie.
We've said it
how
before.
many directors have come and gone, and issues, and it's been.
We've said it before. The problem. Oh, and also Rogue One. You got to give it credit for Rogue One.
I'll give credit. Absolutely. Rogue
but
One,
I will say, like,
too,
like,
as far as the making of it was a disaster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially the fact that they had to throw in that Vader scene at the end because the movie felt a real stagnant. They didn't have a whole argument. Yeah, I get all that. But here's what I will say. The thing that you got to remember is that the problem, like we've talked about this before, Force Awakens was really good, but it made a bunch of promises and it was never able to keep because there was no proper.
There's no planning, right? There was no force. Okay, this is where we're gonna go from here. It was just like, here, Rian Johnson, you want to do this? All right, go ahead.
Do whatever you want.
And then they had Trevorrow doing his third one, and that.
And by the way, did you ever read the script for Trevorrow's third movie?
Way better than what we had.
So much better, dude. Like it was like, oh my god.
And that was scrapped. And okay, let's bring back JJ. Do it, save it. Just put something together. It was just terrible, right? It was just terrible. No vision.
JJ, why would you bring in the dude who wrote Batman v Superman? Like, well, what party? Like, this is the guy.
Listen, we all know Abrams can open like the best of them, but he can't close.
Can't close. He's not a closer.
He's not a closer. It's not what he does, right? So, but again, that's from Kathleen Kennedy. I don't blame the kid driving the car, and the parents who gave him the keys to drive the car, and then she's like, "Here you go." Okay.
Yeah, but she gave him the car and the credit card. I'm like, that's
what I'm saying. But that's her. Right? I don't blame Abrams for doing what he did. I mean, whatever he does, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. Right? Sure. We all know that. She should have known. But whatever. But hopefully, I'm hoping that we're gonna hit this announcement. I think our fans are gonna rejoice. I think this is gonna be, if this is true, it's gonna be a big thing. And particularly because you're right. Who is coming in if this is true?
FF.
Who they're bringing in? Maybe
FF.
Let's see. This will be very interesting. Who decide to come back? I mean, I'm very. When I say J.J. Abrams, I mean,
no.
Bring back Kathleen Kennedy.
Bring back George Lucas before you bring back.
Oh God. Well, fine, fair. I'll take it. I guess. What? Okay. Michael Bay. Oh God, it'll be a disaster. James Gunn. Too late. But listen. So let's see. But if she's done, at least she's gonna go on a high note.
Out with a bang.
Right? Because we got Mandalorian announced for March 3rd, which will be the
March 1st.
March 1st. I'm sorry, which will be the last thing that comes out under her presumably watch. We'll see. But Andor, and let's talk about Andor. In 2 weeks, the finale went. God.
Talk about a series that controlled its pacing and stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Such like anyone who's ever been like, things happen too fast. No one has any like this show took its time and it kept you like enraptured and like hooked, and you understood why everybody did everything, and good or bad of the characters' actions. All of it made sense. All of it was compelling. Anyone who complains this show's too slow, you are the simplest of minds. You need to have something like a pellet thrown in your face every 3 seconds to keep your attention. You're the people that complain that things happen without reason, and then bitch that you're like, why is it taking so long to do a thing? Because you're establishing reasons for things to happen. The thing you were so mad about before, that's what they're doing. So, and they're doing it well. It's not like just monotonous, boring. It's compelling. They're showing you humanity. Like this Andor is as close to like Game of Thrones level human motivation I've ever seen in Star Wars. Like it took its time and it showed how dirty people can be, not in a sexual way, but just in like control of power and like how far you want to go to survive and to control for power and for reputation. Oh, it was so good, dude. So
Yeah,
good.
there's so great tension. The whole funeral scene was fantastic, and
Oh my God.
is building. You know, something's gonna happen. The show was shot. I forgot the name who did the showrunner, did Born Identity, whatever. What a great job he did. He's fantastic. And I'll say my only complaint is that, I just such a cliffhanger. I really don't know what his face is going to shoot Andor. I'm hoping he doesn't shoot him. Oh wait, we already know that answer. But no, I'm just joking. Prequels. That's the only problem with prequels. But
But I will say,
it's
I
fair.
want to see how that dude's character dies in season 2 because you know he's gonna die
Well, it's not that.
because
I mean,
he's not in Rogue One,
a lot
so
of
you
people
know he's
dying.
gonna
Yeah,
die.
it's all going down, and this is only a 2-season thing, right?
It was supposed to be 5. They brought it down to 2.
Okay, so I assume it's going to lead right into Rogue One. I guess. I
What
don't know.
I heard,
I
this is
guess.
from my sources. I heard that because they condensed it from 5 to 2, originally the plan was every season was supposed to be 1 year before Rogue One.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But now, because they did the structure of 3 episode chunks for season 1 for 1 year, season 2, every 3 episodes will be 1 year. So it'll be a time jump every 3 episodes.
Okay.
So, what you will literally see, based on how they frame it, it'll be kind of like House of the Dragon, where every episode was like
right.
a 5-year jump.
Right.
So every 3 episodes will be a 1 year jump. So you'll see how time will affect people's alliances and allegiances and dedication and interests. And I kind of like that because you're taking House of the Dragon, and instead of a big 5-year jump because everything is so peaceful, things are such turmoil. Every 3 episodes, something changes. Suddenly, an ally is an enemy. Suddenly, an enemy is now an ally. Somebody you were depending on died, so now you got to find a way around that. Like, I find that kind of fast tracking very interesting. Based on on this season, I kind of wish they had stuck to 5 years because I thought it would have been really interesting to see it.
True.
Yeah. But that being said, I'm excited for a fast track season 2. Just make sure you keep this quality. But I'm in.
Of course. I mean, I hope so. I really do. Yeah. I think it's begun filming, or it's pretty soon about to begin filming.
I think they are there. They're in the middle of filming because I think they filmed it back to back.
I think so. Yes, I heard something about that. But that being said, listen, but you're right. Right, this nice slow burn, and the payoff came. Everything paid off.
Worked.
Right, all the
Every
characters, actions, the arcs, it all came to fruition. Even the one guy who wasn't too sure about that, the guy who got fired or whatever, and he's
right
living with his mom. I was like, okay,
the
the
wannabe Empire Trooper. Yeah.
Right. I guess how's he gonna fit in here? And then they found a way to fit him in, and okay, being the good graces of what's her face. Okay, then I was like, damn, when she escaped, bam, bitch.
The minute I saw him grab the gun during the riot, I was like, oh, he's gonna save her.
Oh, I knew. I was just hoping that. Damn it. But no. By the way, all that paid off. Everything paid off. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, what a great show. And to me, and now seeing the whole thing, right? And we talked about where let's wait and see how this ends before we make any of these kind of comments. But for me, anyway, it's not for everybody. But I think this is definitely a better show than Mandalorian is. If season 2 and 3 came out at the exact same day and it told me gun to my head choose one, I'd probably choose Endor.
I disagree. I feel like the difference. I think they're both solid. To me, picking between Mandalorian and Andor is like trying to pick between Iron Man and The Dark Knight. They both came out in the same year. They're tonally different, but they're both excellent at what they do. And so, to me, it's you can't choose it. It's like trying to decide what your favorite cold dish is versus your favorite hot dish. They're both great, but one is cold and one is hot.
Gun to your head, you gotta choose one. You gotta make a choice. You can't.
You know what? If I had to make a choice,
it's not a wrong choice.
The 8-year-old in me is gonna go Mandalorian, but the 18-year-old in me is gonna go Andor.
Right. Yeah. There's no wrong answer at the end of the day, right? They're both great shows, but this for me, just my I love that. I thought it was a much better put together show. Mandalorian is probably a more fun show. It's more for the casual fan, right? Because it's more entertaining, and the pacing is a little more. I think.
Like I said, Mandalorian's
for the about the pace of the show will like Mandalorian, right?
But Andor is like if you're 18 or 28, this is the one you're watching, so you can feel smart.
But it's really good. Like I said, this is one of the best things they've done. So listen, I'll give Kathleen Kennedy as much shit to talk about her. Give credit's due. She was in charge.
Listen, a broken clock is right twice in a day. So you know what I'm saying?
Agreed. But I just like I said, I want to be fair, right? I want to be fair and objective. I'm gonna shit on her the whole time because not everything has been bad, and that's not good. That's not a fair statement for her. But
fair.
A lot of it has, and this has not. So great show, much better than I thought it was gonna be. This was the show I wished Obi-Wan was.
I agree. Obi-Wan should have been closer to this. Absolutely.
Right. It should have been more like akin to this, right? Than Mandalorian, right? As far as like tone and all that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I'm glad this one hit because I couldn't take another best Star Wars show. If this hadn't hit, I would have been I would have been on a Titan, line there
Yeah,
like
this would have been a Titan move. We're like, oh man, I might have to walk away from Star Wars until Mando because I can't take any more. I can't take any more.
I can't do it.
So,
I refuse. So I walk away from everything but Mandalorian at that point, right?
Well, even my phone got upset.
Okay, phone's like, no. But yeah, so that being said, listen, it was an excellent show. I think we got Mandalorian season 3. You got the Acolyte, a lot of stuff coming out about the Acolyte and all that coming out, and very Sith focused, which gets me excited. So, okay, something different. I hope they don't screw that up. But for now, they're on a high. They'll maintain Mandalorian. Let's be honest, it's not gonna suck. It better not suck.
It's a well-tuned machine. They're not going to mess it up.
Right, but it's not going to mess up.
Season 2 is the season you should have been worried about. Since they sucked the landing at 2, you're good.
That's fair. If it takes a little dip, that's fine. It just has to be good. At this point, it's got enough credit to where you can take a little dip. Every show goes through dips. I don't give
sure.
For the most part. But yeah, so excellent news. So yeah, that being said, a great week, a great day today. All these the trailer park getting packed, man. Releases. They probably drop more trailers out. I didn't check. Because man, this Brazilian, see, they know how to party on there. Did you know about that?
Listen. Brazil. That's what I'm gonna say about this. We nerded right. We kick butt in soccer. We kick butt in trailers. It's a beautiful thing.
They gave us more here than what they did in D23, for Christ's sake.
I'm sure. Honestly, guys, and this is only day 1 of the convention. You still have Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So who knows what's going to launch?
Well, I don't think what James is going to say is not going to be this. I don't think DC's given much, but I'm assuming we're going to get some. We never got an Aquaman trailer yet. We've yet to get one.
Right. Maybe a little teaser. Who knows?
Maybe a teaser. Maybe the Shazam's second trailer. I'm hoping
could
it might
be.
Drop.
Maybe a Blue Beetle trailer.
Too soon. The too soon. Flash will be the one that I think.
All right.
This is the time. This is the time to get people kind of excited. Let's
sure.
Look over here. Distract them, right? Look at his hand. Woo.
Just show all the Michael.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You show Flash running. You don't see the face.
Yeah, you show the Flash's speed.
Yeah.
You show Michael Keaton, and that's it.
I gotta think this, but I think for sure some Aquaman. Maybe Shazam. I think Shazam's second trailer will make sense. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so too.
March,
real fast, quick shout out. The second Super Mario Brothers trailer came out. Super fun as well.
Cool.
Has tons of references to Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong. Like,
this is
check it out. That was really fun trailer as well.
Nostalgia porn to like 10th degree.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god, it's like they're just packing it all in there. There, look, guys, you had the suit on for Mario.
I almost feel like the Mario Brothers movie is what Aquaman was to video games. Like, we might not get a sequel, so they do everything.
Put all in there
now.
You never know, man.
You never know.
They may shut us down. So I get it, but that actually looked kind of fun. Kind of fun.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah, so there's a lot of trailer dropping. So let's see. Yeah, you're right. Let's see what the weekend brings. I'm sure there's gonna be a few things we're gonna see. I hope anyway.
And as we get closer, we're gonna get our end of the year review and all the stuff that has gone out. We have much of stuff to talk about, and we want to hear what your thoughts as well. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that really helps us out a lot on the Latin Nerd Network here on YouTube, where you can watch Nerdsplaining, you can watch The Watch List, you can watch Thanos' Choice, and more stuff coming up as well. Guys, if you liked or participate in my Kickstarter, you can also visit dangersquad.com, find out more about the book as it's getting ready to come out, and maybe what else it might be developed in. Who knows? I don't want to put anything out there, but it's going to be awesome. So don't forget to check that out as well. You can check us out on social media at Nerdsplaining Pod on Instagram, at Nerdsplaining _ on Twitter for as long as that lasts. Who knows? If you want to hear our original audio episodes, you can go to ericdasilva.com. That's Eric with a CDASILVA.com. We can pick up my album, Adorably Offensive, there as well. You're listening to our original audio episodes. You can buy the album and give it out as a gift. It's a great present for people that you love or even people that you hate. Like, I hope this hurts your feelings. That's how I help you out. It's like a reverse Grinch. So it's pretty awesome that way. Guys, if you have any questions, please ask us. We love answering your questions. If you liked the show, let us know what you liked. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you didn't like, and we'll prove you wrong because you're not smart. And that's okay, too. Guys, as always, I have been Eric Da Silva. This has been Jose Romero. We have been Nerdsplaining. If you don't know, now you know. Boom.